lost. Thank you, Arctic. Good, we didn't lose that much at all. I want to make sure he was really down for how to get chat back. Well, hey there, Dara. Not sure what happened there. Ooh. Then go. I'll switch this to global. There we go. Should be enough resolution for that. Do one more cut here. About right there. See what I was saying before, I have a bad habit of just sitting here in the afternoon, belly cramped from hunger and just not moving. Then wondering why I feel faint. I'm busy cooking in the evening, so I've been trying to buy non-sugary snacks to help me, to keep me going. Good, yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I find maybe it's the ADD or something, but I tend to neglect my feelings of hunger and then wonder why. Feel bad. What's going on? Who's doing this to me? Ah, it's me. Can't believe you've done this. One, two, three. One, two. Got one more here. Boom. All right, that looks decent. One, two, we'll do one more cut here. Hello, Popstar. Sorry for being late. Stayed up all night. Now I'm raiding the pantry. No such thing as being late. I was pretty late to start streaming this morning. I'll be right back. Okay, so I think for the low poly here, we can go ahead and I think we can just mesh it. And then actually, let's do apply everything one at a time. Apply, duplicate this last one, and then apply it. We still have the shrink wrap up. And that way we can go into sculpt mode with our slide relax and just get everything all evened out. Even Stevens. All right. Y'all have a good weekend. Still is the weekend for me. Oh yeah. A lot of people got Labor Day right now here in the States. Not for me. Not for me. We'll need to split this one. Actually worked pretty darn well, I think. Connect these two. Labor Day is the only way I can be here right now. Well, yeah, my brother's got the day off, so we'll probably spend some time together at some point. Okay. Done the kind of job we're going to afford checking on Twitch streams while I work. Fair. One, two, three, four. This one's a little bit far back. I don't quite like this triangle stretch there. If we're going to do that, we should do something like that. Otherwise, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And the tummy here. And here, I don't like that. I think that we'll do I know what we'll do. Take the whole edge here, extrude it, hide it, grab this loop again, and then just kind of move it out a little. Now we should have this section. Oops. Hmm. I guess we'll take this one and relax it and space it. I'll just hit relax a few more times. Squeeze it in. Then do a little cut. All right, duplicate and apply. All right, that should be giving much better results on how it's wrapped around. Yes, it is. Good stuff. Okay, let's UV unwrap it. Still a little hesitant about this spot. I think we'll delete the edge. Not delete it. Do another cut right here. You know what? We'll leave it. Then we'll do a cut here. And here. And here. All right. So we get something like this. Beautiful. I guess this would have been the same if I had just done this. Whoa. Whoa. Grabbed the wrong thing. Hello, what a Blackmagic UV add-on for you to use. Good alignment. Well, thank you. I really am just, majority of what I'm doing here is I'm just taking any sort of edge, and I'm putting my cursor here, and then use my cursor to pin these edges and scale them. Turn on screencast. Scale them on the x-axis to 0. So I wanted it on the cursor, so like that. So, and then the distribute feature that I'm using, that comes from this UV toolkit add-on here. Very good stuff, and it is free, so. This one right here. Pretty sure. Right. Use textile tools to help UV. Not familiar with that one. Yeah, this one's free, so, you know, I've been using it for a long time. Not super long, but a decent amount of time. Working good? Good. Yeah, I really like just getting my UV maps all as straight as I can manage to make them. There we go. So the magic is a distribute button. It helps. It helps. Sometimes it doesn't really take anything into account. So it can kind of squish things or stretch things if you're not careful. Let's go ahead and slap on the body material, and then make a new version, which we'll call clothing. All right. Not bad. I think we could go ahead and do something like that. Make it nice and crispy. I'll check out when I get my PC, give me my PC a rest so it can chill before I turn it on. The Blender UV Auto, something I guess never used it. For the automatic changing, that's the UV unwrap, live unwrap. Quite useful. Like that. Try to find a nice solution for symmetry. Technically, this one's asymmetrical. But usually I'm using symmetry either by making my UVs unwrap on top of each other. It's kind of a common thing for me to do. Do something like that. We'll put it over there for now. Okay. Low poly done. We got our high poly dress. Looking super good, super fresh. I think if we slap a subdiv on there, get some cleaner results. Beautiful. I thought that would have tightened up the edge there. I guess I could select the boundary loop, get a weld, drop that here, make a weld group, sign, drop that there. Okay, that looks nice. Last thing I decided to use for UV was Rhizome UV, an unusual program, but it does a good job. All right, I like that. A little bit of bumpiness right in here. Nothing too crazy though. Okay, so we've got the high poly dress. Let's take a look at the body. Got our reference for the character. This is a client. So what I usually do here is make VR chat avatars for people. So people hire me to make their characters for them. So right now we're in the process of making this character. Still a little bit more to do, but we're making solid progress. And just got the clothing in. Things are looking pretty good. Pretty darn good. Oh, sorry, I had to scratch my eyeball. Pony, yeah, it's a kind of a chimera character. Few different qualities, well, character traits to it, to her. Discord, basically. Not sure. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but now this one's interesting. Why does our GeoNode mess up on the mirror? Or it's not mirrored. Daily work streams are a great surprise to me, inspire me to be as hardworking as you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Make avatars for VR chat. That's how I found about you. Very inspired and interested in this topic. Get very professional work and great videos. I appreciate that, Jan. Super appreciate that. Well, happy to think of me like a coworker, and I'll help. We'll inspire each other to work hard. I really do love this kind of work, so I'm excited to be working on this so regularly. Discord is one of the villains in MLP. It's a mix of different species, also a strange looking dragon. Oh, gotcha. That's right. That's right. I was thinking. Well, you probably knew what I was thinking. I was thinking of the software. Awesome. That looks great. Let's make the eyelashes. So we'll start these in the high poly. Actually, we'll start them from the low poly. Because what I want to do is actually have the same amount of edges. So we'll start with a little mushy right there. I need to adjust that more. It's kind of jagged there. Let me turn on the high poly again, tab here, shift, stretch, shift, oh, okay, that should get some better results. Yeah. Pony with paws. The paw. The paw pony. Pepperoni. All right, something to that effect. And I'll actually do another stretch right there. Just to try and keep it, yeah, that looks a lot better. Mucho mejor. Yeah, The Living Tombstone. I only know because of the Discord song by TLT. We gotta pull up this corner as well. Let's actually, I can't add a shrink wrap. Can't add a shrink wrap. Oops, wrong one. So what we'll do is we'll actually just put these right up into the corner, like so. I thought I had a snapping on. This is a very manual way to do what I'm about to do, but I don't really have a choice. Ivory TopoFlow 3, it's worth it. So much easier to use for retopology. I used to use ReTopoFlow a while back. It's pretty good. I think for this kind of stuff, it'd probably be perfect. For the majority of doing retopology, though, I just kind of prefer doing it by hand with a shrink wrap. It's a little slower, but it does tend to give me the results I want. I found I was just fighting retopology, ReTopoFlow a little too much. But it's a good program. It's definitely good. All right, so what we're going to do we should have had some slightly different cuts here. Right here especially. Just getting a lot of stretching. I like ReTopoFlow. I can't do it with shrink wrap, it's just too finicky. But like Utopia turn Utopia from a chore to something almost enjoyable. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the eye socket, grow our selection. We're gonna switch to face, invert our selection, and hide it. That way, I guess we need to get rid of one more row. And now we're going to smooth this out as best we can. Get some nice even topology in there. Okay, it's a bit better. Still need to lower this one. Okay, we're going to take this, go to cursor, take this, 0.6, 0. Boom. All right, that's a little bit lower now. Better. Definitely for the sculpting and painting part of the whole 3D package. Yeah, it's funny how much, like a lot of avatar work is fun, but then there's these super technical aspects that are just kind of draining, super draining. Like, oh, you did all this fun work, and now you have all this boring stuff to do. Some of it's fun, like Zen, or sorry, UV stuff. We were talking about this last week. It can be kind of meditative almost. You know, you're just kind of chilling, flowing, like Tetris, kind of Tetris mindset. Really working on my redesign, my OC on paper, so I can start modeling. I have to fix body proportions and head styles and shape. Well, that's exciting. Be happy to see what kind of progress you make with that. I feel when you find a stunning looking VRC world, but for some reason your Avi is see-through in it. That might be your transparency settings. Transparency's weird in video games. So much to fix, so much to do. I find that a very relatable sentiment. Want to do that. Yeah, that should work. All right. Heck, keeps doing that. The rig on it kind of messes up with the alien sometimes. All right. No worries. All right, let's get the teeth made. So this character has kind of snake-like teeth. Make sure I get the reference loaded up. Okay. So, inspired by snake teeth, not necessarily exactly snake teeth. Do that. I will actually just extract from the high poly our teeth objects, because I know we have some in here. Yes, we do. So we're going to take these. Duplicate them and send them to the low poly. Actually, no. No need to duplicate. Just send them to the low poly. Turn up the high poly. Okay. That'll make it a lot easier to work with. I'm going to close my blinds really quick because I can not see. The transparent mats are solid. I don't play VR chat. I watch Security Breach show channels. It was a show made of VR chat. Very cool. Security Breach show channels. So some sort of FNAF machinima. Or no? Maybe I'm assuming too much. Kinda. Still, pretty cool. I think there's going to be a lot of content made in VR chat. Whew, that was too bright. Such a gorgeous world, though. Well, so Poyomi has a few different transparent options. There's one that's a cutout, transparent cutout. If you just have it set to transparent, things can look solid but still get filtered differently. But kind of the style. I could slope it a little bit more. But we try to match the shape of the reference is what's most important. Reference is the most important thing. And we'll do 0.6. All right, let me look at the rig really quick. Closed and all is the rig. And does it keep interfering with my ability to do stuff? I guess it's because these are on. There we go. Okay, that's what it is. It's the settings there. Gold. Hello, Gold. So generally for a VR chat avatar, charge $1,000 for a from scratch avatar. And I'll go ahead and plug my website really quick. So I'll drop that in chat. That's usually, full avatar, Viseams, gesture expressions, Fizzbones. Hello, Lord Pepsi. Welcome. So quite a few different features there. Clothing toggles, tons of different stuff. As long as it fits within that amount of time it takes to work on it. Multiple channels basically tell a story with each other. You get to see each other's sides. Some of the channels are the Eclipse Pup Show and the Lunar and Earth Show. Interesting. Well, it sounds like they're doing well as YouTube channels. As far as YouTube channels go. How's your day going, Pepsi? Feels like a lot, but it makes sense. There are, I'm definitely in a different, I charge a bit differently than other people in the same space because I tend to do from scratch avatars. Like if you go and you're looking for a commission from people, potentially it wouldn't be as expensive if you're working with someone to work from like a base avatar, if that makes sense, rather than starting completely from scratch, which is what I focus on. Excuse me. I would say generally like 2 to 3 weeks of work. And I try to work on multiple avatars at the same time to make that financially make sense for me. So I kind of juggle a few avatars at once. I'm telling people now, like 3 to 4 weeks, about a month, about a month. These should actually, these do have a specific position. They should be just under the cheek there. Source. So sorry, I do not use base avatars. I have my own base avatars I've made for myself. But I'm not. I tend to make them completely from scratch. Sometimes I'll do edits. Oh, sorry. So this all goes into VR chat, the video game. Doing good, better than last night. Had a fever. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Pepsi. Hope you're glad you're doing better though. The avatar costs $1,000. Oh, I answered that question. Transparency on the visor and panels only, and I also added backing messages for them on the armor. Go odd, shows, but the transparent materials are being rendered solid. Only the transparent materials are being rendered solid. Interesting. I wonder if there's some sort of depth effect on either the world or your character. That is very pretty, though. That is a very pretty world. Also, your avatar looks awesome. The thing that is letting me make them. My apologies, Gold. So this is Blender here. So Blender is a free modeling program. You can do a lot of different things with it. Generally, people use them to make 3D models, but that's kind of its core thing. You can also do video editing and shaders and tons of different things. But 3D modeling is really the main thing, and it's worth checking out if you are very interested. If you're interested in yeah, exactly. If you're interested in modeling, it is completely free. So I definitely think it's worth checking out if this interests you. And I kind of stream my whole process, so if you're kind of wanting to see how avatars are made, I generally make everything that I do quite available. And eventually I'll be doing some classes again. Just have to take some time on that. Or teaching classes. That'll be a little ways out, though. I'm gonna take my time with that. I'm gonna for sure mess it up. Hey, I mean, that's where you start. That's where you start. Messing up is part of the fun in the beginning. And I'm just gonna delete this one and duplicate these. Be happy to attend training class. Well, heck yeah. That'll probably be maybe 1 to 2 months from now if I do them again. I may actually do a video course instead, because I think that'll be a little bit better suited for what I'm doing nowadays. Time-wise. Just doing a lot of commissions right now. A lot of commissions. So do you think she has a snake tongue or a normal tongue? A real question. She has just a kind of a normal tongue. Thanks. Absolutely. Absolutely. Learn by doing and making mistakes. Exactly. Ooh. There's no right way to learn. I think you just got to get in, get messy, and keep it simple. Doesn't hurt to have some helpful add-ons. I recommend these two, Retopia 2.3 and ARP. It's good to have. Those will definitely be good down the road. I know basic things about modeling and texturing. It'd be cool to learn about the part related to Unity and avatar programming. Last week in my streams, I did spend quite a bit of time getting an avatar uploaded. So I don't have it organized, like the titles don't make it organized, but my streams do have that process. I'll probably be doing that again this week as well over the next few days. So if you're interested, that'll definitely get covered here at some point. And I also have my archives that you can go take a look at. Actually, we'll just move the eyeball. We should have a high poly one. We'll call this eyes. High poly. Duplicate. Eyes. Low poly. And send those to there. And we're actually switching it up now. Everything here should have the body material. All right, let's get these laid out on the UV map. Start with the eyeball really quick. We'll need to pin it. But VR chat's great. I think like kind of having a platform to target while you're learning is really nice. A lot of times when you're making models for games, you're kind of only practicing the process, but with VR chat, you really get to actually have your own game asset. I think that's kind of there's something really, really exciting about that. Personally, I think that like if you were going to school for this kind of work, that they should just do that. Like they should just like all video game character modeling courses should just be having you work on stuff in for Roblox or VR chat or any sort of social platform where you can not only upload your stuff, but then interact with the stuff you've made. Like there's just something really cool about that. How would I do a base avatar? So really you're understanding if you want to make a character for VR chat, the engine would they use is Unity. So if you can follow along making if you looked up create a character for Unity, something like this would probably be a good starting point to just understand like the basics. And I'll go ahead and share that there. But this would be a good start. Just it does goes over basic modeling, some basic materials, and there's a lot of nuance to this kind of work. Like, it's a lot of weird corner cases to any sort of digital work, but generally, that's going to be give you a good direction. Excuse me. Whew. So obviously, with a mentor, the process of understanding things goes much faster. Absolutely, it definitely does. One thing I just like about Substance, it's difficult to get the texture I want. I see how well and more versatile Instamat is, and that's why I got it, because it looks cool and because I have more control. I do think you have more control in Instamat in certain ways, because in Substance you're kind of limited to how they want you to work. But it's just a lot of pros and cons. I've made things for second-hand live too, like Second Life, or I'm not sure what second-hand is. You could do a base avatar in a few ways: box model, or plane model, or vertex modeling, or even sculpting the model. Some people even just upload a PNG image as their avatar. So you're really not limited to making a actual model. You can upload your characters in a lot of different formats. Second law. Oh, second. Okay, yeah. I have not personally spent much time with Second Life, so I'm not quite familiar with it. I've been seeing a lot of really cool stuff on Twitter about it, or X. So I am very intrigued by it, but I have yet to kind of spend any time there in it. There's a lot of overlap, though, and I do think a lot of people from the Second Life community have ended up coming over to VR chat as well. And I guess we'll put it right here. It just fits so nicely. Excuse me. But yeah, I've been checking out a little bit of Second Life the last few weeks. It's funny you mentioned that. I'll be right back. I need to blow my nose. Thank you, Popstar. Thank you. I'm back. I also started some laundry, so. Alrighty. So it's 11:07. We got another hour of working on this avatar, and then we'll be heading out for lunch. So usually I break my day up a little bit with hey, can I fit that in there? Kind of nice. With lunch, so I do 2 streams every day. So every weekday. All right, so that should be good for the high or the low poly body. Let's make sure everything's set to 0. And teeth look good. Everything there is looking pretty strong. We are missing eyelashes still, so let's make those. And I will want to adjust the UV map. Why don't we do that right now? Getting some stretching right there. A little bit better. Excuse me. Beautiful. That looks a lot better. A little strong still. Let's kind of squish that. I need to check my phone really quick, sorry. I have to do a call. 1 moment. I'm going to mute myself and be in a call for about 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. Planning out the day. Interesting. So it's the issue with this method isn't that it's not my mesh, it's the position. When these vertices are at 0, they lose tracking. Okay. There's something about my GeoNodes setup We're going to get into the weeds a little bit here, but I want this to be. So it has to be when I calculate my distance, which is somewhere. I store it earlier. Distance right here. I take the vertex group, I blur the heck out of it. I get this value called distance. So that's not quite what I want. Let's see. I cut it. Okay, yeah. I mean, it could be because that's one possibility. Then here, I store nothing. Right there, that doesn't do anything. Do I need to add the normal here? No. Okay, so that's useless. What's in here? Get the position there. Get the position twice. Position edge. Maybe it's where I store the data. Go up. And we store the direction in the face. What about the face corner? Nope. Face works. The edge fucks up. Point fucks up. So it has to be the face. Okay, I think it's this. I think it's this direction value that's messed up. Okay, so we're gonna focus on that because this is what we're storing. And all we need is a value that starts with taking into account the starting point, which is this red edge, and how far away all the other points are from that red edge. And we just need to compare it. So I think we can swap this. Go to make a duplicate. And what we'll do is we'll take a edge distance. What's it called? Edge path. Then we'll look at the manual really quick. Edge length is a natural input of the edge cost. Okay. So that changes our direction. Which is fine, so we can flip it the other way. Hello, Uni Krishna. From which site can I can we download free rigged characters? Sketchfab is a great site. Gumroad. Uh, those are probably give you most of your needs if you're looking for free characters. Gumroad, if you're specifically looking for VR chat avatars, Gumroad's probably your best bet. There's a lot of like free base avatars there. I think a lot of even the paid ones do have some free versions, but you can also sort by price, so you should find some good ones there. Finds paths along meth edges. Okay, this is not. Or no. The cost should be right. Delete this other one. I still get this flip here. I'm getting confused so fast. This is definitely the more advanced. Like geometry nodes is probably the little final thing to learn in Blender. So don't worry too much. I just trying to make a little system for myself to help me do certain like group operations. There are 30 different things on screen. Yeah, this one's definitely not beginner friendly. Put it that way. There's a way for me to visualize. How do I get the view? The way to do that. Geo node display attribute. Maybe I have to select an attribute or something.
Hello, everyone. A is here. The gray parts are not.
We start with Cube Pony Dress. Now we got into something that looks like program a nuclear reactor so fast. I do that. There's got to be a button before. That sounds right. Attribute text. I just don't have an attribute to show. All right, maybe I'll have to deal with this later. Darn. Okay, we'll come back to that. Oof. So these are our scales high poly. Let's make a new collection for scales low poly. We'll put that right there. Take these, duplicate them, and send them to scales low poly. Now, these are looking at the object. The instance is scale, which is right here. So I want to duplicate that. I'll also send this to low poly. And this will be our scale. Low poly. Yeah, but basically geometry nodes allows you to you can think of it like a batch command, try to do, if you have to do an operation multiple times, you can create a little system to do it for you. And that saves me a lot of time. Usually, sometimes, if things are going right. No weighted normal helps that, really. All right, so that's what we'll use to make the instances. It's still a little shit, so still divide one more time. Maybe we might. I think we'll just bake that into a texture. Actually, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of trouble to get that to look perfect. So we'll do that. And now we need to make the high poly hair group. Hair group. So what we'll do with the high poly hair is just duplicate the whole collection. What are we at stats wise? 168. Yeah, we'll duplicate the whole hierarchy. Or rename it. Hide the high poly. And I believe all of these are already looking at this other profile curve. What we can do what? Go. All right, looks like it's already set there. Means we can now take our wireframe, we can take this and start turning it down. So we get something right around there. Looks quite good. Then on the curves themselves, set this to maybe like 8 instead, maybe 6. And we can still turn down this one even more. Cool. So that really saves some vertices. All right, we're at 40,000 right now. Super good. And we're going to take the accessories here, drop them into Loathing High Poly. A little bit more organized. Probably give the breast a bit of scaling here. Even out that topology a little bit. Okay, take a little sip. Some Red Bull. Got our tail as well. So make this tail at poly. And then the claws. So this one is low poly body. We can go ahead and delete these ones. Take the body high poly. These right here. Duplicate and send over to the low poly. And we'll also do the same. Well, actually, no. Delete that, take this, isolate it with the low poly body selected. I will make a cube, scale it down, bring it down, cut it. You don't need a top right now. And then we'll mirror. Subdivision surface. And then shrink wrap onto our little claw here. Okay, you know what? Let's start with just the top. Then we'll turn off wireframe, turn on shrink wrap, turn on re-dopo. Now we can see what we're doing. All right. really not sticking very well. Let's duplicate that, and that should give us a little bit more leverage. There we go. Good. Okay. Now we turn off the high poly. We got our little dude here. We go ahead and copy our mirror over. Yeah, let's leave it like that. These ones we can turn down the subdivision to something a little bit more reasonable. And that's pretty good. I like how round these ones are. $2K just for those? I don't think I can justify that. Oh, is for you or someone else. This is for a client of mine. The client has commissioned me to create this avatar for them. Excuse me. Thieves just need to get better PCs so they can see Abby's in all their 5 million try glory. 5 million, he said for client. Yeah, that's what I do mostly is just do commissions for people. That's my main job. All right, we're actually going to send this one to the high poly first. I'd rather work on the high poly version. I'm going to put our cursor right here. Make it 0.6 ES. 0.8. Actually, just shift tab, push it down. And let's add a subdivision. This doesn't have Gartner Band topology, like those characters are basically rigged sculptures. It's a wonder the game even runs. Yeah, that developer seems to have kind of lucked out in the right place at the right time with kind of getting visibility on their game. But hey, good for them. I mean, you know, if it works, it works. Almost. Those are insane in the game. Literally, the game chugs every 15 seconds. Touching a chair sends it flying across the room. One, two, three, four. I know the game seems to use a lot of like the latest Unreal Engine features, like Lumen and Nanite and stuff. Um, they have like all this real time lighting. It looks pretty cool. Alrighty, I think for the eyelash, that's pretty good. I don't see any other eyelash, just this top one. I'm gonna make it just a little bit thicker. And perhaps just a little bit smaller. Take this, duplicate, and send to the low poly. And then in here, we'll keep one level of subdivision. That's pretty minimal. The issue is every single asset is like 100,000 trillion triangles. Yeah, I remember seeing the picture of like the remote or something. It's just funny because nowadays it's like someone can just come out with like basically a work in progress or first their first game ever, you know. They don't have any intention behind it. They're just enjoying themselves and suddenly it like explodes in popularity and it's like they don't really have, the experience of a developer. They just happen to be kind of in the right place at the right time and suddenly, it's working out pretty well for them. Um, but actually, I do want to shade smooth angle. Yeah, that looks good. Excuse me. And then hair low poly, wings, and we'll have to deal with the accessories, but we're pretty close. 63,136. I think we're right where we want to be. Right where we want to be for the total vertex count. So just need to get those final items. Team runs is literally filled to the brim with vertices and triangles. Filled to the brim. Oh, sorry to keep yawning, everyone. Oh, sleepy. The wings are still quite dense. And we do actually want these ones will just go into the body high poly. But these will actually stay on the neck. $66,000. 66,000. Aha. So there has to be one that's a little too high. That was one. Body's pretty good. That's pretty good. The teeth might be too high. Subdivision, no, just one. But they do have a lot of detail. It's about where we want it. Okay. You make a lot of furry content. Are you a furry too? I think I don't go out of my way to consume furry art, but at this point, having made over like 200 avatars, most of them being furries, I think I'm part of the club. I certainly don't have any problem with furries. They're free to do what they want. At least Indigo Park apologized their assets. The story was good, intrigued me. Garten of Banban's story did not. It seems very Garten of Banban seems just like a spoof. Hey, there we go. So that the scales high poly, this whole collection should go into body high poly. Body. this, I don't think anything's even using that anymore. Can I just delete it? Yeah. That's getting used. But we kind of want to keep it hidden, so we'll stick it in. That's good for now. 60,000. Not a furry, but $1,000 is $1,000. Exactly. And again, I don't have any problem with furries. I think clothing high poly. We need to update the clothing a little. We can send these over to the low poly right now. We can turn off the subdivision on that. Definitely get rid of the bevel. No, I guess other way around. Turn down the subdivision, turn off the bevel. That's good. So I'll just turn down the subdivision. Here, this one should not have any bevel. Neither should this one. This one's got a subdivision. We can actually go ahead and apply the subdivision for one level. We'll just apply and apply. And then take all this, dissolve. Pretty much dissolve everything in here. What's the simplest way to do that? Perfect. The reason I'm not too worried about that one is it is a perfectly flat piece of geometry. There's no need to in fact it probably could have just dissolved the vertice and done this. Control T. Yeah, I mean that there's no reason to do it. Okay. Good. Uncomplicated. I like it. Okay. And for these two, we will add a weighted normal. So we'll give it, might do a slight bevel on these. Both of these actually. Just to give them that little bit of edge. Little bit of edge. Ah, this does have a subdivision. It has a subdivision? No. A disabled subdivision. All right. Very good stuff. We are now at the point where we can see the final geometry, the final product together. Tomorrow we'll get everything baked for the character. Because we have all the high poly done. We have all the low poly done. Almost there. Hello, Shatter. Welcome. You got me just before for lunch here. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're having a good day, Shatter. Good. Working on class stuff. Go have lunch. Get the foods. I will. In fact, yeah, this is actually a great point to end it. Thank you all for coming by this morning. It's been a good one. Thanks for all the new viewers. Hope you're all having a good day. Definitely hit the subscribe and follow if you want to come by again, because I do stream every weekday, so I'll be back. Looking forward to seeing what you guys get up to. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. samdudder.com if you want to get a custom commission or a or a mentorship or anything. I do offer one-on-one mentorships, as well as there might be some classes in the future, so definitely consider that if you're interested. But yeah, see y'all soon. Enjoy your time. Again, I'll be back in about 2 hours, so very soon. And we'll work on a few other avatars, so a few other projects we're cooking, and looking forward to sharing them with you. See ya. Thanks for streaming. Stay safe. Thank you, Popstar. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Shatter. Everyone else that's lurking out there, Popstar. I think I already mentioned your name. Hope you're having a good day. We'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.